This is Anonymous T. Welcome to my second channel, Anonymous T Podcast. We're talking about some things where I can't get to on my main channel, and we have a little kiki over here, right? So in this particular video, we are talking Bravo. We are talking Real Housewives of New Jersey, you guys, for the first time ever, not having a reunion show. Right? And we're going to talk about it. So this is everywhere, but I'm going to specifically reference the Deadline article, and it says the following. It says, the Real Housewives of New Jersey producers planning a new format to wrap up season 14 as Bravo X's a reunion. The ongoing feud between Teresa and Melissa has producers of Real Housewives of New Jersey now looking at different formats and concepts for a season wrap-up show instead of a traditional reunion. Over the weekend, it emerged that Bravo show wouldn't be doing a reunion special for season 14, the first time since it launched in 2009. Deadline understands that the producers of the show are now plotting what might look like. We hear that the finale is set to air very in late summer or early fall. It is expected to be slightly fewer episodes than usual. Last season consisted of 19 episodes. So, also, the source called the finale huge. It was clear when Real Housewives of New Jersey returned on May 5th that the cast division made things awkward for everyone. Teresa and her sister-in-law, Melissa, are still not on speaking terms, and their feud has reached a new level. Melissa and her husband, Joe, didn't attend Teresa's wedding to Louis. The pair are also dealing with issues such as sending daughters to college. It also had a knock-on effect with the rest of the group. The relationships between Jackie, who is friends with Teresa, and Jennifer and Melissa and Margaret and Joseph have broken down. Rachel and Danielle have also sparred with Teresa. A cast shakeup is expected after season 14 finishes. It is very obvious that they can't go on like this, added the source. The Real Housewives of New Jersey is produced for Bravo by Sirens Media, an ITV America company with Andy Cohen, Jordana Hunchman, Sarah Howell, Miyoshi Hill, Lauren, and Maggie Lantry. Sorry if I'm butchering anybody's names. Serving as executive producers. Andy Cohen said on SiriusXM Reality Checked with Kiki Monique, when all of us producers saw the last cut of the finale, we all came to the decision separately, and then we talked. We all had the same thought, which is the finale kind of is the finale and the reunion all in one. It is in the great tradition of the absolutely shocking, dramatic Jersey finales, and they have this final epic group encounter, which is like, it feels like the Last Supper, and it's so Jersey, and it's shocking, and it's dramatic, and it's amazing TV. I'm telling you, when you see it, I think you will feel complete. You really do. But here's the problem, you guys. I think the bigger issue at hand is a decision has to be made between Teresa and Melissa. It is clear as day that they are never going to see it for each other. They are never going to get along, right? But it is just weird, you know, and there's people who are divided, right? There's people who are Team Teresa and there's people who are Team Melissa, right? So you're not going to be able to deter, you know, one side or the other, right? Either people are going to be like, Teresa's the show, she's always going to stay, or other people are going to be like, I'm Team Melissa because Melissa was there for Teresa's kids and everything else, whenever they needed it, and it's not the same energy back and all of the things. So it just depends, right? So we'll see what ultimately happens. I think this is going in the direction of Real Housewives of New York, where they're going to do eventually a whole new New Jersey cast all together, and maybe they'll do like an origin show that's going to air on Peacock of like your favorite Real Housewives of New Jersey housewives that is either going to be, you know, Teresa as the forefront or Melissa. It's not going to be the both of them, but I think that's going to be the direction that they go, because for you to not even have a reunion at all, and the cast is that divided that even a reunion is not even going to make things happen, is very concerning, you guys, because here's the thing. I have never heard of a season finale ever, quote unquote, wrapping things up for the season. In fact, it sets things up for there to be a reunion because of something explosive happening at the finale party, at the finale episode. Usually some people get into it. Usually some people have some words. Usually some things go left. And the point of it is to resolve whatever issue, seeing if there's some type of understanding or some type of result that they can come down to at a reunion episode. So it's very interesting, the commentary, the approach that they're trying to make this seem like they're really trying to hype up the finale, like, oh my gosh, you guys are going to see why there's not a reunion. And I think they're trying to save face, you guys. I think the cast hates each other so much that they can't even get the whole cast in the same room at this point to film a proper reunion, you guys. And I think that is the real tea, is that there are some people at this point who just refuse to interact with each other, who refuse to film with each other, so therefore they're not going to do a reunion. But ultimately, that is unfortunate, right? Because ultimately at the end of the show, you're being paid all this money to provide us content, provide us entertainment, right? And this is what I mean. I believe Andy Cohen said the one franchise that no matter how much they argue or fight or whatever, that they always go out to dinner after every reunion is the New York cast. And I wish more casts of these Real Housewives shows and reality TV in general saw the bigger picture, saw that there is money to be made and they are losing out on millions of dollars in their contracts because they are so caught up on being a certain way, on being the fan fave or presenting themselves a certain way to get trending on social media and have a fan base to back them and have the largest fan base and to have all of these things. They're so caught up in the fame of it all and the clout chasing of it all that they lose the substance of giving you real storylines and decent storylines for the actual show, and then the show becomes contrived and divided. And that is the issue. People are jealous of some people who have a larger fan base than others. People are jealous of those people who are able to launch successful business ventures that their fan bases are going to support compared to others. Some people have to resort to fake storylines because they don't want to show their real lives or they have nothing going on, but they are willing to do the production's dirty work to make somebody else look bad or expose somebody else's secrets while theirs go unchecked, right? So there's all these dynamics that are taking place, and we've seen time and time again, whenever there's family involved, whether it's sister, sister-in-laws, brother and sisters, or whatever, it always ends up being in chaos. We saw the madness that took place on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, really season 1, be from jump, right? Regarding the relationship between Kyle Richards and Kim Richards, and also in future seasons, more recent seasons, having Kathy on, right? But we see the dynamic with these siblings and with these relatives of how things can really get so personal and get so bad that you literally fall out with your own relative, or real friendships on this show where they really fall out with each other, like what happened in the example of Real Housewives of Atlanta with Phaedra and Candy, who at one point in time were real friends, right? But other things that happened on the show and off the show caused a wedge between them, and then they started being petty and messy towards each other and seeing how low the other person could go. And then it went too low to the point of no return, to where there's no friendship at all, as you know, when it's all said and done. But I think moving forward with Bravo, with how they're making the decisions, you know, with Potomac and how they wanted to revamp that cast, and then also with Real Housewives of Atlanta, how they took forever to really name an official cast. And even with that being said, that's still up in the air as far as what storylines Portia is going to have regarding all this mess with, you know, her soon-to-be ex-husband Simon trying to block, you know, her doing her job, essentially. So it is a lot of moving parts, but I say all of that to say that, you know, I don't think Housewives are on its last legs, because it seems that the production companies are really trying hard to revamp the shows that need it, that are getting, you know, heavy criticism or lower ratings than usual. I think they're making a conscious effort to do something to try to bring back the magic of the shows, but the big part of it is the best seasons of these housewife shows is when everyone has chemistry. Even if there is beef, as long as it gets resolved to by the end of the season, or you're able to move on to other storylines and still film with those people, even if you got issues, is what the true essence of these reality shows are. What happens is you guys are dragging out one storyline for 20-something episodes, and it becomes boring, it becomes filler, and again, not everybody is being transparent about their lives. They're all going to hide behind that main storyline, right? Or they drag out a storyline too long before moving on to the next, and then it gets boring and fans tune out. And that is why a lot of the times the highest rated episodes typically are the season premiere, the cast trips, and the finale episodes, and of course the reunion episodes, because if they feel like a storyline is being drug out too long, or there's too much emphasis on something that's not that important, that they're trying to make the headline of the season, it turns off the fan base, right? But these are just basic changes that can happen. But unfortunately, there are too many people whose egos are fragile and get bruised if they are not getting the attention and popularity that they are expecting, right? And then they want to run to certain bloggers and all the things and do certain interviews and drag their cast members and really try to elevate themselves, right? Instead of, looking at the bigger picture of just putting together a really good show, not taking anything personal, and being able to move on quickly so that we can have other storylines, we can have other entertainment. But it has gotten so toxic, it has gotten so messy that they can't even have a reunion. Speaks volumes as to how bad the cast dynamics are right now. So there is that. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.